numbers.
No question, Hubie, that Iverson has been brilliant for Philadelphia this year. Meanwhile, the Portland Trailblazers finally living up to their preseason billing. But tonight they will be without Scottie Pippen, who has tendonitis in his right elbow. Reggie Theus will have more of that coming on. But what do the Trailblazers have to do to win on the road here tonight?
Well, first of all, we always know that they get up for the big games. They're 13-5 against the power teams in this league. They also are the second best shooting team. They shoot 47%. They need that kind of shooting. They must get on the offensive glass and then cut down in their turnovers. Those three things will keep Philly out of the open floor. Now, whenever you think of Portland, you think of bench power. Dale Davis, Shawn Kemp, Steve Jones, and then Greg Anthony, who is now healthy after operations on both ankles. This is a team that must come in big for them tonight with bench production. All-star player, Rasheed Wallace, carrying this team early and having a banner year. You can see his points are up to 20 a game. The rebounding average is up to 9. He's shooting 53%, which is second in the league, and then he rounds it off with great shot blocking. A terrific defensive player along with it.
And Rasheed Wallace coming back to Philadelphia, where he played his high school ball. And there we have it. It'll be the Sixers and the Trailblazers doing battle. The top team in the East against the top in the West, coming right up on TNT. A look at the skyline of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and a big one tonight between the Trailblazers and the 76ers. And right now the Sixers being introduced, but let's bring you the starting lineups for the Portland Trailblazers. Stacey Augmon making his third start in place, of course, Scottie Pippen, who's out, with Rasheed Wallace, Arvydas Sabonis, Damon Stoudemire, and Bonzi Wells, who is making his sixth start as the shooting guard. It'll be George Lynch, Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff, Aaron McKie, and Allen Iverson. A great backcourt combination as of late for the Sixers, who, by the way, despite their best record, more impressive when you consider that they have played 7 more games on the road than they have at home. As we send you over to Reggie Theus.
All right, thanks a lot, Dick. Bad timing, Scotty. Everybody thinks you hurt your arm in the Boston game, but actually hurt a little bit before that.
Yeah, I sort of irritated last week working out in the weight room, and since that time it's sort of been bothering me a little bit. And after the Boston game, it just sort of flared up on me. So hopefully a couple days of rest, and maybe tomorrow night I'll be able to play.
Doctors say you have synovitis and tendonitis. I saw your elbow early, and it's visibly swollen. It's painful?
Yeah, it's pretty painful. Right now I can't even straighten my arm out, and it's much more comfortable for me to leave it in the sling to keep the pressure from, the gravity of pulling it down. So I'm going to be fine. Hopefully my team is fine tonight.
What about the timing of all this? An 8-game winning streak and on the road now. This is going to be tough for you.
Well, it is tough. I mean, we got 4 more tough games on this road trip, so we're going to take it one game at a time. I think my team can hold up, so we'll see tonight.
Hey man, you had just got your shot together. What's up with that?
It was tough. It's real tough, but, I've been working at it very hard, and, I'm thinking that had a little bit to do with it as well. I was getting up a lot of rep practicing. Gary Grant been helping me out, him and Coach Gerg. So, hopefully with a little rest, ice, treatment, I'll be back.
All right, thanks for coming on. Dick?
All right, Reggie. So Mike Dunleavy, who can't keep everyone happy with all of the playing time and all of the talent on his team, now is going into his bench with Augmon and Larry Brown, who has rebounded from some serious injuries to some of his starters. He has Matt Geiger and Eric Snow, the point guard, out of there right now. Allen Iverson missed only 1 game after they expected he'd be out for maybe a month with a partial shoulder dislocation. But here are the Sixers and the Trailblazers playing well. 7-game winning streak for Philly, 8 for the Trailblazers. Ronnie Nunn, Kevin Fair, Jason Phillips, the official, has the tip control by the Blazers.
Tonight we have 2 of the best differential teams in the league, as well as 2 of the best rebounding teams.
Bonzi Wells going low to Arvydas Sabonis, who goes inside to Wells, who scores. Bonzi Wells, who has played extremely well off the bench.
Bonzi Wells, you'll see him a lot of the night from the foul line down. He loves to post up on the left side of the floor.
Working his way in is Tyrone Hill, and the shot was blocked. Bonzi Wells got a piece of it, knocked out of bounds. 8 seconds for the Sixers to attempt a shot.
Now the Sixers, we know, want to get in a beep-beep type of a game. And in their half-court game, everything must come slashing and hope they get to the foul line.
Here is Allen Iverson missing the shot. The rebound, George Lynch. Iverson finding an open space. Misses again. Rasheed Wallace Out to Stoudemire.
You'll have a lot of contesting of shots here this evening. Both teams are very well schooled defensively.
Stacey Augmon, who normally is known for his defensive play, gives the Trailblazers a 4-0 lead.
Well, he's been very solid. He understands his role on this team. He's not going to take bad shots. And people forget, for 5 years in this league, he averaged double figures.
Trying to get the ball down low, and Aaron McKie from the perimeter. And the Trailblazers with a 4-0 early lead, playing without Scottie Pippen. Here is Rasheed Wallace, who played his high school ball at Simon Gratz here in Philadelphia with a great feed to Wells.
Now this is on 2 occasions. The ball goes into the pivot. Aaron McKie loses Bonzi Wells. Bonzi Wells runs without the ball on the baseline as well as any player in this league.
Wells taking over, and Steve Smith coming off the bench. And illegal defense called against the Trailblazers. Thus far, the Sixers' shots have been from the perimeter, and Mike Dunleavy's Trailblazers have worked the ball underneath.
Portland, very big, very long, also quick defensively. Philly, not what we would refer to as a team of great movement in their half-court sets. The big thing right now is, can they free up Iverson for good percentage looks?
Hill trying to set the screen, gets the pass back, but it's off the leg of Wells. Here is Stoudemire pulling up with the shot, and the battle for the loose ball. Wallace against the sea of white shirts gets it. Bonzi Wells has a shot blocked, and Philadelphia comes down with it, and a foul is called against the Trailblazers. And so Wells, frustrated, the block, picks up the foul.
In the early going, you like what Portland's doing, shooting a nice percentage, getting on the offensive boards. And then also, we know that at both ends of the court, we have great rebounding, but we also have outstanding shot blocking.
Sixers are 9-4 here at the First Union Center, and an NBA best road record at 16-4. McKie made an alert play inside, and Hill has his shot blocked by Wallace. Sixers get it back. The three-point shot by Aaron McKie, who 2 weeks ago was the NBA Player of the Week. Last week it was Allen Iverson. Only the second time teams have had back-to-back honors like that. You have to go back to Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Here is Wallace on the low post, the inside spin move against Ratliff, and the basket will count and credited to Wallace.
Now that was a perfect example of the #1 shot blocker in the league going for a shot block and then not blocking his man out. Rasheed Wallace missed the shot, evaded Ratliff, and was able to tap it in.
Here is Iverson with a two-point attempt. Rebound by Wells. So it's Portland pushing it up here in the early going. Iverson couldn't get the pass intended for Stoudemire, who scores, and it is now 10-3 Portland.
Now, if I'm Larry Brown, I don't like my offense at all. Everything is a jump shot, long rebounds. They're getting Portland out in the open floor. Portland doing a nice job in holding Philly early now to 1 shot attempt.
Sixers won in Portland by 13. That was on December the 8th. They have not won the season series in 6 years. Ratliff with a turnaround, doesn't go. So the Sixers struggling from the field. And Wallace inside. So the Blazers are playing Sixers style in the early going.
Oh, you hit that right on the head, Dick. And what I like about it is they're looking up the floor. They're looking to try to get the ball to Stoudemire or Wells. That's a healthy sign.
8 points in the paint for Portland, none for Philadelphia, and Stoudemire trying to save it, cannot. And the Sixers keep the ball with 10 on the shot clock.
In our talks with Mike Dunleavy, he brought out a great point. Philly wins the battle of the loose balls. We've got to stop them from the loose balls and also do an excellent job in our transition defense.
But you're right about the perimeter shooting, because the Sixers starting off 1 for 8 from the field, down by 9. Trailblazers leading by 9 here in the first quarter. And here is tonight's stat track, a key statistic that Hubie thinks will shape tonight's game.
Well, you can see that we say the Blazers must shoot 47%. We said shoot a high percentage, get on the offensive glass, cut down your turnovers. Well, we're seeing that early, and they're right on schedule. The Sixers need 19-plus points in their defense. By that we mean forcing the turnovers and the shot blocking. Up to now, they've not been out in the open floor. Everything is half court, and they're not going to beat Portland in a half court game.
Sixers with 10 seconds to attempt a shot. McKie looking inside to Ratliff, gets it back. McKie has already hit 1 3. Not this time.
I like the fact that Portland is doing a nice job on the defensive glass. Everyone is pitching in, even the guards.
And sometimes teams raise their level when they don't have a star like Scottie Pippen in the lineup.
Well, this is a team that can replace a star with another star.
Rasheed Wallace from the perimeter. So Wallace having a tremendous game, coming off a 15-point, 12-rebound game against Boston Monday night.
Well, you got to guard him on the perimeter, Dick. He's a guy that will attempt the threes and shoot a high percentage.
Iverson missing the drive, so Allen Iverson still scoreless with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Portland 7 of 11 from the field on the other hand. Here is Bonzi Wells driving around McKee. The double team, little late, and Wells lays it in. Good persistence, 6 now for Bonzi.
See, that's where he's so good. He wants to post up or take you in a one-on-one move on the left side. But when he shoots, he's so quick at 6'5" and explosive that he gets to the offensive glass in case of a miss.
Wallace defending Theo Ratliff, and the hook shot doesn't go, and Wallace getting the rebound. So the Sixers 1 for 10, and look at Altman missing the layup, filling the lane, and now the Sixers on the open floor. Stoudemire against McKee. Here is Iverson, who's missed his first 4 shots, and that one is deflected out of bounds, and it's still Sixers ball with 13 on the shot clock.
What I like in the early going for Portland at the defensive end. They're holding Philly to 1 shot, but also Philly has not been on the foul line yet.
Allen Iverson now 0 for 5, but gets the loose ball and drives to the basket and finally gets into the column.
Well, we know he's one of the truly great streak shooters we have in the league. He attempts 22 shots a game. He's only shooting 42% from the floor, but once he gets on the roll, look out.
54 points, as you mentioned, Saturday against the Cavaliers. Here is Arvydas Sabonis with the patented hook shot, a sweeping hook shot for Sabonis.
Well, if you play behind him in the key area, Dick, that's almost automatic. He shoots such a high percentage. He's right around 50% year in and year out.
Did not play in the last game because of a impacted wisdom tooth, but in the lineup tonight as Ratliff scores his first point.
We know that the big people tonight will be rotating to help out. We said that we have 2 of the better defensive teams here. They're well-schooled, very well-prepared, and the players will make the necessary rotations.
9 on the shot clock. Stoudemire way out on the perimeter right now. Goes inside to Rasheed Wallace with a move, and it comes down into the hands of Theo Ratliff. Here is Iverson with a crossover dribble, and they're going to call the foul as Stacey Augmon appeared to get a piece of Iverson's shot.
Yeah, they did get the block. No doubt about it. Stacey got the block, but there was a bump that put Iverson down. Now, the reason why we bring out the foul shooting attempts here, they're number 1 in the league at 30 a game. Now you say, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is that when you attempt that many foul shots, the other team's front line people are going to be in foul trouble, and that will force substitutions. The other factor is they make 22 a game, and the opposition only makes 16. So they picked up an additional 6 points night in and night out with foul shot attempts.
And the Sixers leading the NBA at 30 a game, 1 out of 2 for Iverson, who, by the way, in 30-point effort against Portland on the road, went to the line 17 times in Portland.
Well, he averages 9 a game, and when you look at him, remember, he's only 6 foot, 165 pounds. He takes a physical punishment night in and night out.
So a 10-point lead for the Trailblazers. Rasheed Wallace from the perimeter, and McKee getting the rebound with 4:45 remaining in the first quarter. Sixers and Blazers each with impressive winning streaks. And here's Tyrone Hill, has his shot blocked by Sabonis. And down court, Bonzi Wells called for traveling. Tried the hop step, but Ronnie Nunn got him for it.
I like what Sabonis is doing. Sabonis is laying off of his man, saying, listen, if you're going to beat me, you got to beat me with a jump shot. If you put it down on the floor, now you're coming to me where I have an opportunity to shot block. If someone else beats a guy off the dribble, I'm in position to help out and to make the degree of difficulty of the shot very high.
Iverson trying to step back and goes right around Sabonis and lays it in. Sabonis like a statue against Iverson.
Well, listen, if you were there, I would be saying, you know what? Dick Stockton's a statue against Iverson also.
Let it go, let it go. You don't have to give me a shot just because I called that play accurately. You know, it wasn't a criticism.
Iverson makes everyone look like they're standing still.
My feelings are hurt. Anyway, I'm okay now. Nearly 4 minutes to go in this first quarter, and Iverson is tied up and a jump ball.
See, Iverson wanted a foul right there. Now, they could have called an offensive foul by Iverson jumping into the chest of Sabonis, depending upon which kind of a fan you are here. Are you a Portland fan or are you a Philly fan? Look at this right here. See, he had no place to go. Sabonis has his arms up. Iverson jumps right into his chest. How do you bail out? You call a jump ball.
Okay, so the statue tied him up.
Absolutely.
Sabonis ties him up, and the Sixers get the ball back, and the crowd loves it. With under 4 minutes to go, here's Aaron McKie with a good feed to Tyrone Hill. And the crowd heard for the first time tonight as the Sixers cut the margin to 6.
Well, they continue to slash off the dribble. They're excellent on the penetration. They will continue to attack Portland all night. That's why when you play Philly, you can't take 2 or 3 minutes off. They play in spurts.
7-0 run by the 76ers, who got off to an ice-cold start. We'll be right back.
Now we're going to show you George Lynch has the basketball right here. He's going to make a pass to the top to McKie. As McKie comes down, this is what we're talking about. Sabonis is playing his man here. He'll come and intercept. Now George Hill must create a passing angle. Now just watch what happens. As he comes down, Sabonis will step in here right now. And as long as Hill creates that passing angle, then attack. And always shoot it with the left hand in a situation like that. Because if you bring it back with your right hand, Sabonis at 7-3 will get it in a shot block.
So the Sixers responding from the 1-10 start, hitting 4 of their last 6, and the Blazers bringing in Steve Smith, who had been the starter at shooting guard, scored 17 off the bench Monday against Boston, and he too has recovered from shooting woes. Here is Sabonis. Hill trying to deny Augmon with the no-look pass from Sabonis. Well done by Portland.
Oh, everyone will tell you that Sabonis is the best passing big man in the league. He has an uncanny way. Not only does he have great vision, but he can deliver the pass where you can catch it and get off a shot attack.
Already 3 assists in this first quarter. Here's Tyrone Hill from the corner. Stoudemire pushing it up. Sixers getting back defensively, and there is the lob pass to Rasheed Wallace off the rim, and now Philadelphia coming back. So we're going end-to-end throughout this first quarter in what has been an exciting quarter. Here is Ratliff with a good feed into Lynch, who misses the lay-in. Sabonis, a presence underneath, and the ball last touched by Portland.
At 7'3", 295, Sabonis takes up an awful lot of space, and he has excellent timing in going for the shot blocks. Now, naturally, we know that he does not have the lateral quickness because of all of the operations on his knees, as well as the operations that he's had in his foot and the Achilles area.
Iverson firing up the air ball. He is 2 for 8 with 5 points in the game. Coming off a big week, he had 54, as we said, against the Cavaliers, a season and career high, and the night before, 41 against Seattle. So as Hubie mentioned, some big numbers from Iverson, but so far, not this evening. Here is Rasheed Wallace. Iverson trying to double late, and the foul called, and that will be against Ratliff, his first. Rasheed Wallace from, he said, Simon Gratz High School in Philadelphia, the same school that produced Aaron McKie of the Sixers, who, by the way, was drafted and began his career in a Portland uniform.
Simon Gratz, a great high school team, well coached. They put out a ton of players into Division I basketball.
And McKie going up, lost it. Hill has it, and it's blocked away. And Rasheed Wallace, so the shot blocking team, normally the Sixers, and the Trailblazers showing their skill at it. Personal foul called against Wallace.
When you look at this, we tried to bring out at the beginning the differentials, both that are in the top 4. That's outstanding at a +5 and a +6. You know that these teams are going to win 60 or more games during the course of the season. Then we talk about the reason is because they play excellent defense, they have sound offenses, and then they win the battle of the boards. They both are a +3 every night, and that shows you when you get a +3 in this league that you are doing it not only at the defensive end but also at the offensive end.
And that's how Philadelphia won that first game in Portland, by doing a great job off the boards. As Dale Davis checking into the game. Dale Davis, who was coached at Indiana by Larry Brown. He has started 22 games at center, replaced Rasheed Wallace. So it's Sabonis along with Davis, Stoudemire, Stacey Augmon, and Steve Smith. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Sabonis hooks the shot in. Good first quarter by Sabonis.
Now he's up. He's playing well. They had knee surgery this summer. He's missed 15 games this year. He was slow coming back because he missed most of the exhibition season. They like to play him 26, 27 minutes a game.
Tyrone Hill, and he was in good position for that pass from George Lynch.
Well, you're looking at a great athlete. Tyrone, because once Hill gets down in there, he can make the hook with either hand.
Scottie Pippen, as you saw on the bench, missing his first game of the season for the Trailblazers. Stacey Augmon hitting again. So Augmon has hit 2 from the outside and has 6 in this quarter.
Well, George Lynch is playing him for the drive because he knows that Augmon basically is not a perimeter shooter. Now, in his favor, he's made 2 for 2.
And Ratliff from the baseline. So Theo Ratliff getting going. And it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead with 1 minute to go in the quarter.
Now he's having a monster year. He leads the league in shot blocking. He's scoring 12 points a game, but he's shooting over 50%. And the offensive confidence has really upped his game.
Smith with the turnaround, and Lynch getting the rebound for the Sixers with 40 seconds to go and 19 on the shot clock for the Philadelphia. Sixers, the best team in the East. They have never led in this game, and the ball knocked away, last touched by Dale Davis.
Now there was a case of a pass into a post man where Ratliff never stepped to reach the ball. And because of Dale Davis at 6'11" with the long arms, he was able to get a hand on that pass.
Tony Kukoc in the game for the first time. George Lynch going out. 12 on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Iverson is trapped in the corner. Ball knocked away. Iverson maintaining control, but the shot clock is running down. Iverson firing his way in, and Kukoc will have to rush the shot. And the rebound taken down by Stacey Augmon, and now the Blazers playing for the last shot of the first quarter.
Well, in this first quarter, this is almost a perfect quarter for Portland. They've kept the tempo, their tempo. Shot a high percentage, nice on the glass, and they're getting good looks at the basket.
Sabonis did there, but came up empty, and Aaron McKee's final shot off the glass. So the Portland Trailblazers, who had a lead as high as 13 points, paced by Rasheed Wallace with 7 points, but good balance with Augmon and Wells each with 6. And it was Portland's defense holding Philadelphia to 29% shooting. So after 1, it's Portland 25, Philadelphia 18.
This news update is proudly brought to you by Victoria Bitter.
Tonight on Fox Sports News, Pat Rafter winding down on a great career. Martina Hingis meets Serena Williams at the Adidas International. Steve Waugh's milestone as Australia takes on the Windies in the one-dayers. Crystal Palace clashed with Liverpool in the Worthington Cup semis. And the Formula One stars take to the slopes.
Get the complete picture tonight with Fox Sports News.
I wanna love you and treat you right. Is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna love you every day and every night.
Fox Sports continues to bring you the world of cricket in a Fox Sports 2 special. South Africa against Sri Lanka in the 4th one-dayer from Cape Town. Live and exclusive. South Africa, Sri Lanka, tonight 11:25, Fox Sports 2.
Rasheed Wallace, another in a long line of Philadelphia high school stars who have succeeded in the basketball world. Graduate of Simon Gratz High School back in '93. Played 2 years at the University of North Carolina, All-America at '95. And he was drafted by the Washington Bullets, 4th overall in the '95 draft. Wallace was all rookie second team in his only year in Washington, traded by Washington with Mitchell Butler, Farrod Strickland, and Harvey Grant in July of '96. The timeline of Rasheed Wallace, who starts the second quarter on the bench. The Sixers make some changes as Todd McCullough comes in at center and Kevin Ollie is into the game at point guard for Philadelphia. It's Sean Kemp seeing his first action.
Within the past month, Philadelphia waived Vernon Maxwell. They picked up Kevin Ollie, and he has stepped in and he's done an outstanding job. He played with their summer league teams. They like the savvy. They like the fact that he blends with the players. The players like his energy. Plus, he can play a point guard or a two guard at the defensive end.
Second time with the Sixers, and Larry Brown told us before the game he knew the offense better than anyone on the team. Here is Ratliff. 6 for Ratliff, so Hill and Ratliff each with 6, Iverson with 5, and the lead is down to 5. Smith with Stoudemire, Davis, Kemp, and Bonzi Wells, and Iverson trying for the steal. Cannot make the play.
Well, they were trying to set up a double screen on the right side of the floor for Bonzi Wells to come off on the baseline. Bonzi Wells reversed twice, and he had his man posted, Kevin Ollie. Both times, though, the man with the basketball was not ready to make the entry pass.
Trailblazers, who have been successful on the road at 11 wins and 7 losses. Damon Stoudemire with a great stop and pop baseline shot. And Portland is up by 7. The Blazers have led all the way. Iverson guarded by Stoudemire. McCullough setting the screen. Ollie finding Ratliff. No look pass to McCullough, blocked, I believe, by Kemp.
Oh, look up.
And there is the 2-on-1. Wells with a great pass from Damon Stoudemire.
They don't have a 3-man break tonight. They have a 2-man break. Bonzi Wells is out there every time with Stoudemire. And I like what we're seeing here. Portland is looking for the long pass to half court to initiate the break.
Both teams playing smart basketball. Kevin Ollie. And the rebound by Dale Davis. So the Trailblazers lead by 9, trying to get it into double digits once again. Kukoc on Steve Smith, driving into the lane. Kemp guarded by Ollie in a mismatch, and Wells for 3. Bonzi Wells hitting from 3, and it is now again a 12-point lead.
Bonzi is not a 3-point attempt guy. He's only attempted 23 this season. You know, it will usually be if the shot clock is going down.
So a 7-0 run by the Trailblazers is ended by Tony Kukoc with a jumper.
Well, this is the guy that you got to get going. They've got to find minutes for him, meaningful minutes, and he's also got to get back into a groove. He's only shooting 44%, but his minutes have been cut way down.
Wells throwing the ball away, so the Trailblazers turn it over. Not the kind of turnover that will result in an easy, fast break, though, for Philadelphia.
Ah, very astute. Very good, because up until now, that is only their second turnover of this game, but the 2 turnovers did not happen where they could blow out and get an advantage.
Soon I'll be using the telestrator. Okay, here is Kevin Ollie driving to the basket, and it is blocked by Davis, and a foul is called against Portland.
Oh, you gotta have a game tonight when you go down into the lane. And by that I mean if you get in the painted area, you must be able to finish with either a right hand or a left hand. You go down in there stereotype, you're going to probably get the shot right back at you. Now here, as Ollie goes down in here right now, you have 3 shot blockers down in there, and any one of them could have picked that one off.
Davis got a piece of it, but Sean Kemp gets charged with a foul as Ollie connects on the first free throw. So the Sixers trying to find the point guard answer to fill in for Eric Snow, who is missing his 14th game. Speaking of point guards, coming into the game, Greg Anthony, the backup point man for the Trailblazers.
When you think of the Philadelphia success, Dick, and you brought out a great point. They have 7 home games to make up, which is in their favor. Their record on the road is just outstanding. And you feel they have done this without Snow and Geiger, 2 of their top 7 players.
By the way, Larry Brown says Snow could be back by the All-Star break, fracturing his right ankle, a very severe loss. And a holding foul called against Ollie. There is Eric Snow, really the extension of Larry Brown on this team.
Yeah, this guy is their #1 defender on the outside. Now there's Geiger. Geiger is a key guy, whether he starts at 7 foot or he comes off the bench in that 3-man rotation of Hill, Ratliff, and Geiger. You're talking about guys who can shoot the jumper, rebound, and shot block.
Dale Davis does a great job of waiting for the right moment to get the lay-in, and the Trailblazers leading by 10 points.
Well, so far, Dick, they're pitching a perfect game in regards to game plan and tempo. Beautiful.
Backdoor Iverson from McCullough, but it's picked off, and here comes Steve Smith going strong against Kukoc. And Kemp is left open for the shot. Rims the basket, and their lead pass from Kukoc to Iverson. He's got Kemp in front of him, but Kemp is there, and it's tipped in, and they're going to credit the basket to Todd McCullough, the 7-footer from the University of Washington.
Now, Greg Anthony's close to a technical, but he was right 100%. Todd McCullough went right over his back, pushed him right out of bounds, and tapped that ball in.
So the lead is 8 for Portland. Kemp setting the screen for Smith. Bonzi Wells way off the mark. In fact, it didn't hit anything. And it goes over to Philadelphia. So once again, Portland turning it over, not where it hurts them. And coming in is Tyrone Hill. And Rodney Buford will also check in when we come back. So a timeout with 8:06 to go in the second quarter. Portland 34, Philadelphia 26. All right, thank you, Ernie. And the Mavericks are for real, as you can see here, half a game behind San Antonio in the Midwest.
Well, they're big three. Nash at the point guard, Finley at small forward or 2 guard, and then Nowitzki up front. These 3 guys are getting it done night in and night out. Bradley is having an excellent year, playing a half a game in rebounding and shot blocking, and they have a ton of talent there, a ton of talent.
Rodney Buford, who was a second-round pick by Miami back in '99 and spent last year with Miami, part of that big trade with the Charlotte Hornets, but waived by the Hornets, is into the game now. And Aaron McKee returns for the Sixers as well. Here is Buford. And Buford stepping back and hitting the first shot. Well, that's quick results for you.
Yeah, well, that's his game. His game is the perimeter jump shooting. He's an excellent athlete out in the open floor, but he can make the perimeter J.
Steve Smith is out there with Sean Kemp, Rasheed Wallace back in there, Bonzi Wells, and Anthony. Anthony going for 3, not that time. McCullough clears.
See, this unit that's out on the floor right now, everything is a long jump shot. Steve Smith is having trouble beating his man off the dribble. They're kicking the ball out, and then Anthony, Wells, and people who are suspect on the perimeter right now are missing the jump shots.
Wallace knocks it out of bounds with 9 seconds on the shot clock. So Sixers getting a lift from their bench. Both teams, as you mentioned, really solid benches coming in.
Well, they need one of the 2 benches to dominate here tonight, to give them a lift, to not only make up a deficit, give you a push ahead if you're Philadelphia. Portland just continue the plus that we have with our first unit.
Kukoc had nowhere to go on that drive and threw the ball into the crowd. So the Sixers give it back to the Blazers. It's a 6-point lead for Portland. Philadelphia coming close, but to no avail against the Trailblazers.
Right now, they're trying to take advantage of Kukoc, but nothing is happening. Steve Smith cannot beat him off the dribble to start the offense.
Rasheed Wallace is fouled. And it's against Tyrone Hill. And let's go back to the stat track. And you said the Blazers need to shoot their percentage, and they're doing better.
Well, we said they're second in the league at 47%. They need to shoot better here tonight. They're doing it. They're keeping Philly out of the open court. Now, there is the perfect example. Philly, we said, needs 19 or more points. Coming with the turnovers and the shot blocking, they only have 3 up to this time. So we know it is a Portland game. It's a Portland tempo.
And it's a Portland tempo without Scottie Pippen, missing his first game of the year with tendonitis in the right elbow. It has been painful for him, as he told Reggie Theus before the game. Did not hurt it in the last game, but before that. And it comes at a bad time because Scottie's been playing his best ball of the year.
Absolutely. He got off to a bad start. He had a knee problem, he had an ankle problem, and a bad back. Then you had Sabonis coming back after surgery on a knee. You had Anthony coming back with surgery on both ankles. Now that's a key guy because he is an outstanding defender, and he can also score for you off the bench.
Here is McKee trying to post up against Anthony right here, and it's knocked away by Anthony out of bounds, and it's going to be Portland's ball. Good hustle by the man you're just talking about.
Well, everyone says, we'll post the guy up, the defense will front him, we'll just make the pass. Passing to the post is a lost art in basketball today at all levels, high school, college, and in the NBA.
And Greg Anthony playing it well. Fires in the corner to Bonzi Wells, who's 11 points, leads the Trailblazers. And very ill-advised pass picked off by Tony Kukoc. So the Sixers trying to take advantage. Buford hit his first shot, and now hits his second from the other side of the floor.
Now, this guy's got a lot of talent. He was a big scorer at Creighton. He did not play well in the Chicago tryout camps. He was picked on the second round by Miami. He's been with Miami and Houston and Charlotte. He's been waived over the last 2 years, but maybe he's found a home here.
And here is Steve Smith in the right place at the right time, and behind the back pass. Look at this passing from Smith to Rasheed Wallace, and the basket giving the Trailblazers a 7-point lead.
Once again, Bonzi Wells, the garbage man, getting to the point.
13 for Wells. Aaron McKee double teamed and tries to get it to Tyrone Hill, and Hill, claiming he was fouled, does not get the call.
Well, you're going to see it right here. Now just keep an eye on this. Beautiful pass by Smith to Rasheed Wallace to Bonzi Wells on the baseline. Now think of it when Bonzi Wells has been the most operative this evening. It's all down in that painted area or getting to the painted area off the dribble.
Famed Liberty Bell here in Philadelphia. Portland leading by 7. Arvydas Sabonis back into the game, had a very impressive first quarter, mostly on the defensive end, scored 4 points. Tony Kukoc with 6 seconds on the shot clock, inbounds to McKee. McCullough goes right back to McKee. Anthony trying to stay with him, and off balance. McKee's shot doesn't go. Hill with the offensive rebound, and that goes off. But there is a foul called against the Trailblazers, and that will be against Rasheed Wallace, his second.
Greg Anthony is doing an outstanding job in preventing Aaron McKee getting off. They've attempted to post up Aaron McKee 2 out of 3 possessions. They also just brought him off of a staggered screen. Greg Anthony right there in his pocket, and he's making it difficult for him to get a good look at this basket.
Tyrone Hill, who's a 61% shooter from the line, misses the first. Had a double-double last night at New Jersey when the Sixers won 104-87 and shot 51% from the field. Hill had 17 points, 13 boards, and he makes 1 here, and the Trailblazers lead cut to 6. Anthony guarded by McKee. Buford on Bonzi Wells, driving to the baseline. Wide open. Beyond the 3 is Wallace. Good hustle by Buford, but he knocks the ball away, and it's a last touch by Portland.
Wallace will attempt 2 threes a game. He shoots it at 37%. That's a big issue here now, because you say, well, is he out of his range? You know, no, he's not. This young guy plays with a ton of confidence. He can take you off the dribble, play with his back to the basket, and then shoot a high percentage facing.
What is surprising is Sabonis 0 for 7 from threes this year, Hubie.
There you go.
And on the turnover, Portland getting it back with 4:39 to go, and the ball kicked away, and it's last touch by Portland. So the Sixers get it back. Back-to-back turnovers here.
The long pass by Sabonis, Wallace. Every time they get a rebound, they're looking to kick that pass out to half court. Now, you very seldom see that in the NBA, where the pitch-out pass is that far. But they're putting pressure on Philly to get back.
And they're going to call the offensive foul against the Sixers. Allen Iverson, who has been on the bench, trying to argue the call, and the foul is against Aaron McKee.
Yeah, well, he's frustrated, mainly because of Greg Anthony doing an excellent job down inside. Boom, you see that right there? That was a deliberate push with the forearm, hit Greg Anthony. Anthony is pesty. You know, he's very quick, 6'2", he's strong in the upper body. He anticipates well, he plays the passing angle.
So Allen Iverson replaces Todd McCullough, so the Sixers get small in a hurry, more to their normal starting group. Iverson with 5 points, and he is guarding Anthony. And the pass back from Rasheed Wallace off the hands of Anthony, and the Sixers unable to get anything going on the easy basket side of things. Here is Iverson working his way in, blocked by Wallace. Rasheed Wallace with his 3rd block of this first half. Under 4 minutes to go in the first 2 quarters. Steve Smith with a 3, the second one for Portland tonight, his first points of the game. And once again, the Blazers open up a 9-point lead. Every time the Sixers come close, Portland has an answer.
Well, they have the answers because they have so many outstanding three-point shooters, and they have excellent post-up people who shoot a high percentage.
Iverson working against Anthony, gets it back, off balance, doesn't matter. Allen Iverson, only 3 of 11, but trying to give the Sixers a spark here.
Yeah, that was a very tough shot, Dick. He was falling down. He's on the referee right now because he thought that he was fouled.
Winding down to 3 minutes remaining in this first half. The Trailblazers have led all the way. And the pass, and great anticipation by McKee as he knocked the ball back, and the Sixers getting it back. Kukoc left open and hitting the 3. Everyone flowed to the basket. Kukoc stopped, and he pulled up and hit the 3.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed to have something happen, Dick, in transition, because Portland is getting back, but they're getting back below the foul line, and they're allowing the trailers to be open. It was nice to see Kukoc hit one at that end. Steve Smith hit one at the Portland end.
So the 76ers playing their style for the first time tonight, down by only 4. We'll be right back.
Now the basketball is in the post right here with Sabonis. You're going to see the cutter go to the basket. The ball will be passed and then stolen, and then Kukoc will end up in a 3. Now the reason why we bring this out is they've been able to keep Philly in a half-court game, but in their last 2 possessions, Rasheed Wallace made a turnover out of the post, and now Sabonis, and it has cost them 5 points, and that's why Philly has closed the gap here in the last, minute of play.
And there is the trademark of the Sixers style, and so now they have 10 points from their defense. Hubie said they need 20%, which would be 19 of what their total is, and they picked it up in the second quarter. 2:40 remaining. Damon Stoudemire with the Smith, Sabonis, Wallace, and Stacey Augmon back in there. Stoudemire off the screen, and they'll call the offensive foul, and that will go against Sabonis.
Well, anytime that Sabonis sets a screen off a dribble and then allows the guy to cut off of him, he must stop quickly. And you're going to see it right here. Now, I thought that was not an offensive foul by Sabonis. I thought that at his size, that he stopped. He did not reach out to get him with a forearm.
3rd straight turnover by the Blazers, who started the game 16-3, and the Sixers cutting it to as little as 4 points for the first time. Here is McKee, who cuts it to 1. 40-39, a second three-pointer by Aaron McKee.
Well, we have 2 excellent shooting teams here, and we have 2 teams that shoot a nice percentage in 3s.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, and here is Sabonis, and he is fouled, as will Tyrone Hill, and McKee defending inside, and the foul will be called against McKee, his second.
Now, McKee, you're going to see right here, he's had tough looks tonight, but this is wide open. This is his game. He attempts 3 a game, and he shoots a nice solid percentage at 36 points. Now, at 6'5", and his size, he's a terrific defender, and he's made a great adjustment from a 2 guard to a point guard position here for Philadelphia.
And Sabonis, 81% free throw shooter, will try to give the Trailblazers a 3-point lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in the half.
The pace of the game is like a playoff game. We're not seeing any up and down, loosey-goosey defense. Everyone is contesting every shot that's going up, and they're trying to run some forms of continuity here to get high percentage shots.
And Theo Ratliff with the turnaround, and the rebound by Tyrone Hill. Great play by Hill. That is just hard work and persistence for the offensive rebound.
Hill has come up big here in the last 3 minutes. 2 excellent offensive boards. He has 3 for the first half. Now that's working because we told you to get an offensive rebound here tonight is a major effort. You got to work hard.
Nearly a turnover. Last touch by the Sixers. 8 seconds to attempt a shot. Kevin Ollie will come into the game, replacing Aaron McKee. Here is Smith off the front end, and Iverson will come in. The Sixers with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Here's Allen Iverson. Not that time, and Sabonis getting the rebound. Stacey Augmon bringing it out with a minute to go. Steve Smith in traffic. Here is Wallace. Great move by Rasheed.
Now that was an excellent look by Steve Smith. He made that entire thing happen off the dribble. Once he elevated, he could have forced the shot. But instead, Rasheed Wallace, moving without the ball, was the beneficiary of a beautiful pass by Steve Smith.
So there you see under a minute remaining in the first half. Trailblazers lead by 3. They have been paced by Bonzi Wells 13. Tyrone Hills 9 leads Philadelphia, and Iverson trying to make something happen. And the foul is committed by Damon Stoudemire.
We're going to take it on the side.
First foul in the last 2 minutes. Tony Kukoc will inbound. Sixers trying to win the season series for the first time since the 1994-95 season against Portland. Here's Kukoc for 2. Sabonis trying to hold on to it. And does Philly get the loose ball? Timeout was called. Great hustle that time as Theo Ratliff diving for the loose ball and make it Hill. Called the timeout before he was tied up for the jump ball.
Well, that's Philly. That's Philly's game. They beat you to the loose balls. We brought that out at the top. Mike Dunleavy very concerned about that because if the game comes down and it's 6 points or less, naturally every possession is magnified.
3-point Portland lead in what has been a game at this point living up to its billing. Allen Iverson, who by the way is the leader amongst guards in the latest All-Star balloting in the Eastern Conference. Only Vince Carter has more votes than Iverson in the Eastern Conference. Shaquille O'Neal is the top vote getter overall. 32.6 on the clock. 22 for the Sixers, who call the timeout to attempt a shot. Kukoc with Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff, Allen Iverson, and Kevin Ollie. And now Mike Dunleavy calls a 20.
Well, you have it. You might as well use it. And the big thing right now is that Mike did not like, the alignment that the Sixers came out in, and then also possibly his defensive matchups in his initial move.
Larry Brown and the 76ers, who have maintained their first place standing, getting off to a hot start this year. Philadelphia winning its first 10 games of the season. 19 on the shot clock. Iverson against Stoudemire.
Open court.
Iverson splitting the defense, blocked by Stacey Augmon, and Portland gets it back for the last shot.
Not only was Augmon there, Dick, in that help situation, but Sabonis was also there if Iverson tried to get into the paint.
Here is Stoudemire to Smith. Didn't have control. Hits it anyway. Did not have control of that pass, hitting his second 3 of the game, opening up a 6-point lead, and no basket. Iverson's lay-in does not count. So Steve Smith hits a 3. So the 76ers get to within 1, and Portland moves it out again.
Now this is just great shooting. How about the hands on this? He drops it, but then on the quick pickup and shoot, you always love it when the great shooters in this league, they do not need a dribble to get their body going. They can just lift behind that 3-point line and knock it down.
Let's send it over to Reggie Theus.
All right, thanks a lot, Dick. Bonzi, we talked about it many times, you being ready when the time comes. Only your 6th start of the season, you made the most of it.
Well, I just want to come out here and play hard. You know, coaches give me an opportunity just to use my young legs and just run a little bit, you know, with the starting group. And that's what I'm trying to do, just fill the lanes and make something happen.
Now, we talked about it before the game. You said, Reggie, you got to give my family a shout-out. I said you had to do something. You came out and played well. Where's your shout-out?
I want to say hi to my family and friends back in Muncie, Indiana. You know, hello, I'm doing my...
All right, that's enough, Bonzi. Dick?
He got it in, though, Reggie, and, you know, you couldn't cut him off. Anyway, Bonzi Wells leading the Trailblazers with 13 points, and Tyrone Hill with 9 as the Trailblazers lead the Sixers by 6.
A great action Friday on Fox Sports with brilliant live tennis from the Canberra International, a wrestling explosion, WCW Nitro, and all the latest sports news, Grand Prix kickboxing, plus boxing classic fights.
WCW Nitro has a new home on Fox Sports 2.
Now, can you dig that sucker?
All your favorite wrestlers are leaving TCM and they're taking their supercharged attitudes with them. So if you're looking for high-octane fueled wrestling action,
the fight's the thing.
There's only one place to turn.
This is like Dance Fever gone horribly wrong.
WCW Nitro, Friday night, 11 o'clock, Fox Sports 2. The NFC Championship game. The New York Giants host the Minnesota Vikings in this last chance battle for a place in the big one. Super Bowl 35. Live and exclusive. Monday morning from 3:30. Fox Sports 2.
And welcome back to the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia, where the Portland Trailblazers and the Philadelphia 76ers, the leaders in the West and East respectively, and riding impressive winning streaks. Portland's won 8 in a row. Philadelphia has won 7 in a row, and it's a 6-point Portland lead. Allen Iverson has only 7 points in the first half for Philadelphia, but then Scottie Pippen is not playing tonight with an injured elbow for the Trailblazers.
Well, I think you look at Philly and you say you're only 6 down. You only have 8 foul shot attempts. You're not turning the ball over, and you only have 5 points in fast break points. But you are doing good things. Your bench has been very productive, and your offensive rebounding. And you're right there.
Shooting 38% to 51%, down by 6. But their bench is doing a good job, and the Sixers started to come on late in that second quarter. Right now, let's send it over to Mr. Theus.
All right, Mr. Stockton, I appreciate that. Now, each year, the Raw Foundation, which was established by Rasheed Wallace, donates coats to underprivileged people. This year he gave out 1,500 coats to the Salvation Army at City Hall yesterday. Now, the mayor, John Street, was there to commend Rasheed in his efforts in the Philadelphia area. Guys?
All right, and of course, Steve Smith has done some major things in his regard.
Well, a few years back, 1997, Steve Smith and his wife contributed $2.5 million for an academic center building at Michigan State. Now they've just, again, within the last few months, contributed another $600,000 for a scholarship for students from Pershing High School in Detroit to attend Michigan State. Now that's stepping up and really getting it done. Now all of this is in honor of Steve Smith's mom, and it's really a beautiful thing to see because he is helping so many people.
So we're seeing NBA players in a helping mode in a couple of instances. As we get underway to start the third quarter, Aaron McKie and Allen Iverson in the backcourt, Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff, and George Lynch up front for the Philadelphia 76ers. Here is Lynch, strong down the hoop, and it is now a 4-point Portland lead.
Now it's the first time that they've had Lynch at the top of the circle, making the pass, and then with the opportunity to take his man one-on-one.
First points of the game by George Lynch. Wells getting it inside to Sabonis with Augment, Rasheed Wallace, and Stoudemire. And a 3-second violation turns the ball over to Philadelphia.
Excellent coverage by Philly. Philly out there challenging and then making the necessary rotations off the double teams.
Philadelphia 76ers have won 7 in a row. 25-8 is their season's record. Best in the Eastern Conference. Playing without Eric Snow, their point guard. Matt Geiger, who has been out practically all year. Iverson leaves it for Hill. And the rebound by Wells.
Now they can run that screen and spot up for Hill all the time because Sabonis is laying in the lane trying to help on Iverson off the dribble.
Sabonis into Augmon. Stacey Augmon now with 8 points.
That was a beautiful touch pass by Sabonis. Right on the money.
Augmon 4 for 5, and he is starting in place of Scottie Pippen and getting the job done for Mike Dunleavy. Here is Theo Ratliff working against Rasheed Wallace. And Wallace got a hand on that, but there's Hill with the offensive rebound. He has done a great job as Tyrone Hill off the offensive glass.
Well, Dick, in a short period of time now, he has 5 offensive boards for this game. And he is doing an excellent job. That was Philadelphia's 10th offensive rebound. That's why we said, sure, they're not getting out in the open floor, but they are doing a terrific job in getting to the offensive board and keeping things alive.
Foul was on Arvydas Sabonis. Philadelphia 76ers with the best road record in the NBA at 16-4, and they have won 9 in a row away from the First Union Center. So Larry Brown's team doing it both home and on the road.
Now this shot attempt right now will only be the 10th foul shot attempt so far in this game for Philadelphia. And we said the reason why that's so big is because that's where they pick up the extra points. They lead the league. Oh, here's a trap. First time we've seen this tonight.
And steal by Ratliff.
Yes.
And misses the layup. And Iverson pulls back, and a whistle and a foul before the shot, a pushing foul. And Rasheed Wallace, arguing with the officials, has picked up his 3rd. And you know, his reputation, and he has picked up technical fouls galore in his career.
Well, right now they're trying to push him away because they're saying that he pushed off on the shot. Now that was a great steal. They were in a 2-2-1 full court trap, 3/4 court trap. They forced the high lob pass, and because Ratliff is so athletic, he just comes down. Now keep an eye to the top of your screen. Now see, they get the trap there. Now here comes Ratliff right here, and he makes that explosion. Now as he makes his move, they're saying that Wallace pushed him, and he definitely did. He pushed him in the lower back.
And the first free throw attempt is missed or made by Ratliff. So he has 7 points, and there's Rasheed Wallace still jawing away.
Well, I like the aggressiveness by Philly. I like what Larry Brown did that time. He's trying to pick up the tempo. He's trying to force situations here right now where they can possibly make a trap, get the ball out of the hands of Stoudemire, and then force them to play heads-up basketball.
So it's a 2-point game now. The Sixers come within 2, and then putting up the pressure 3/4. Iverson is guarding Stoudemire. The 76ers have never led in this game. Portland up by as many as 13 in the first half. And here is Stoudemire with a 3. And the battle for the loose boards. Sabonis had it, but a foul is going to be called against Arvydas Sabonis. He's going to get a technical foul.
And Iverson hurt his foot when he went over to try for a steal on the pass that went to the corner. And that's the reason why Stoudemire opened up for that jump shot.
They did not give a technical to Sabonis, by the way.
Now keep an eye right here. You can see that he turns his ankle. Iverson was down on the floor. Stoudemire opened up on the opposite side for that uncontested jump shot.
So 3 on Sabonis, and you saw Iverson limping a bit. He remains in the game, and the way Sabonis rolled the ball hard over to Ronnie Nunn, you thought he'd get a technical. I kind of anticipated that. But a delay of the game against Portland. Aaron McKee, who has hit a couple of threes, misses from 3 that time.
Well, they know they can get that anytime, Dick.
Pass inside, knocked away. And the loose ball, Stacey Augmon trying to keep it alive, does. And there is Stoudemire with the up fake. Augmon gets it into... blocked by Ratliff. He blocks Sabonis. And they're going to call goaltending now against Theo Ratliff.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I tell you, that ball was nowhere even near getting up there. Now just keep an eye on this. Now just watch what happens. The ball is on its way up. That ball didn't even get above the rim, okay? Didn't even get up above the rim. You can see that as a great block.
So the leading shot blocker in the league instead called for goaltending. And again, Portland leading by 4. Augman knocks it in the air. This is definitely playoff intensity. Here is Ratliff in. Yes! Stuffs it through in the face of Arvydas Sabonis. So Ratliff with it in your face. And the score now is 51-49. Stoudemire in the lane. And again, the Trailblazers with 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter lead by 4.
In 3 minutes, we have seen more trapping out at half court and in the back court than we have in the entire game. They've definitely picked up the tempo here, looking to force turnovers, both teams.
And here is George Lynch, who has held scoreless in the first quarter but has 4 points so far in the third, and again, a 2-point game. These teams battled for the NBA Finals back in 1977 when the Trailblazers won in 6. Wallace working his way inside, so it looks like a battle with Theo Ratliff and Wallace and Sabonis going on a high level here in Philly.
Well, when they run the screen and spot up, Sabonis has the option to either take the shot at the top of the circle or they look right down inside to post Wallace in the lane.
Here is Allen Iverson, who's been cold tonight. Iverson with only 7 points on 3 for 14 shooting. Yet the Sixers down by 4 with under 8 minutes to go here in the third. Portland trying to pull out a win without Scottie Pippen. Stoudemire missing a 3 using Wallace as a screen. And here's Aaron McKie trying to push it up. Stop and go to the basket. Wallace with the block, but Lynch gets the offensive rebound or the deflection. Here is McKie for 3. And after hitting 2 in the first half, he has already missed 2 from beyond the arc here in the third quarter. 55-51. The Trailblazers lead with 7:20 to go in the third. Sabonis inside. Basket counts and the foul.
You cannot allow him to catch the ball below the dotted line. If you do, it's almost automatic because he just takes it that the hook is so soft and then he gets you pinned on his back. And there's no way. Even if you're a great shot blocker, you're not going to get a piece of the shot because of the arc of the release.
Tyrone Hill with the foul, and here is Sabonis now in double figures and has 11 points. The Portland Trailblazers coming into the game with 6 players in double figures. Right now they have 3, and Stacey Augmon on the brink. It is a 7-point lead for Portland with 7:10 to go here in the third. And here is McKie posting up against Wells, losing the ball, knocked away.
Give it up.
Good defensive play by Stacey Augmon. Trailblazers very pesky defensively tonight. Stoudemire trying to find some shooting room. Can't do it. 9 on the shot clock for Augmon, working his way in, and he lost the ball, I believe, out of bounds. And the Sixers will get it back.
That was a nice spin move, except when he made the move and dropped the shoulder, he lost control of the basketball. Right now we're seeing some bad passing in regards to going skip passing. By that we mean from one side of the floor to the other. The ball, guys are making the pass stick without any zip. They're laying it out there, and the defenses are getting a chance for a steal.
Dale Davis replacing Arvydas Sabonis in the Trailblazer lineup. Portland by 7 points. And the 3-second violation called against the Sixers.
Well, they're not going to allow you to post up and spend a lot of time in there. They've been very consistent with the 3-second call this evening.
Iverson, who still is stuck on 7 points in the game, coming in averaging over 27 a game, and another 3-second violation. That's first time I can remember when it's been called on successive possessions.
Well, give Ratliff a lot of credit. Ratliff fought Wallace down inside, and he kept him behind him. He fronted him, and he forced him to be standing in the painted area. Now, Wallace was moving, but give Ratliff the job, because then they had to pass the ball over the top of Ratliff. Might have been a 1-3. What do you think?
Yeah.
1-2-3
Yeah.
or 1-3?
Well, 1-3. Here's McKee, picked up by Bonzi Wells. And Augmon getting the rebound. So the Trailblazers have withstood every charge by the 76ers tonight. They have never had the lead, several times coming to within one. We have under 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And here is Stoudemire with the fake going out to Wallace. Wallace will fire and hit. Rasheed Wallace now with 14, and he leads the Trailblazers.
He's having a very nice game, Dick. He's shooting a solid percentage. He's working extremely hard. And every time that he gets a field goal attempt, when you think about it, on the post, he's being challenged terrifically by Ratliff, but he's getting open when he drifts outside and faces the rim.
Well, the Blazers are on a 7-0 run, and they've got a little bit of breathing room right now in the third. We'll be right back. Back in Philadelphia, Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and Reggie Theus, where the Trailblazers on a run now leading by 9 points. And a big story of this game has been the ineffectiveness of Allen Iverson and Aaron McKie, who combined for 38 points. But now only 13 points between them on 5 for 26 shooting.
The majority of shots are being contested by the defense of Portland, and they're really not getting great looks at the basket, Dick. The offense has not been able to create McKie on the move or even Iverson on the move without the Portland rotation coming in and disrupting the movement.
Those two are the last two NBA players of the week, McKie and Iverson. First ones teammates since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen of the Bulls back in the 95-96 season.
Well, they still have a quarter and a half to get rolling here.
9 on the shot clock. McKie working against Wells, leaves it for Tyrone Hill. Hill with an up fake foul. And let's see if they call this one on Rasheed Wallace, who has 3 fouls, and they do. Full 4 fouls on Wallace, and that's a danger zone now, and Mike Dunleavy will go to his bench. Wallace remains in the game as Hill hits the first free throw, and now he'll go to the bench, replaced by Shawn Kemp, who's played only 7 minutes in the first half.
That was a beautiful move by Hill. He had a wide open jump shot, gave a ball fake, took it off the dribble, and then gave a pump fake. So he gave you everything. Now Wallace is close to getting a tee because he has sounded off at 2 of the officials already.
Tyrone Hill with only 1 free throw, but Hill now with 12 points, and he's been Philly's high scorer.
Doing a yeoman's work on the boards tonight. We told you he has the 5 offensive rebounds, and he's just been doing all of the dirty work down inside the paint.
It's an 8-point Portland lead. Here's Stacey Augmon. Very effective as Augmon, as he now has 10 points on 5 for 6 from the field.
Well, see, he's staying inside the 3-point line. He's taking that 15 to 17-foot jumper. They continue to give it to him. Why not?
10-point lead for Portland. So the Sixers with a early spurt here in the third quarter, and Allen Iverson looking for the foul, but content apparently with the basket now with 9. As Hubie mentioned, we haven't seen Iverson and McKie explode as of yet. Plenty of time on the shot clock, and getting free inside is Dale Davis, and Bonzi Wells with another fine pass.
That was just beautiful movement without the ball by Dale Davis.
10-point lead for the Trailblazers. Has this crowd normally euphoric, very silent here. Here is McKie, and McKie now 3 for 9 from beyond the arc, and the Trailblazers lead cut to 7.
Anytime that you hit Iverson out on the wing, Portland automatically runs a man at him so that they trap him to get him to give up the basketball. When that happens, the top of the circle is opening up for a wide open shot. There it is right there before Portland can rotate back. That is there all night once Iverson catches the ball on the right or the left side, foul line extended.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third. Stoudemire, and getting a piece of it, it looked like was Ratliff, but it goes in for the basket, and the Trailblazers lead by 9, 66 to 57.
See, once again, they're shooting a high percentage, just like they did in the first quarter. They're taking nice shots, and they're keeping Philly out of the transition game.
McKie in 3-point territory right now, 6 on the shot clock. And Hill with the up fake, puts it up And the rebound by Bonzi Wells. You mentioned that Portland was playing a perfect game early on, and basically this has got to be one of their best efforts of the season to this point.
Well, their first unit is doing an excellent job. First quarter, third quarter. Their bench let them down a little bit. They did not have any type of a continuity.
But they're getting the loose balls here. Dale Davis throws it away to Allen Iverson. And Iverson in traffic with a good pass inside of McKee. Had no shot. Lynch does from the baseline.
Got himself a bad angle, Dick. He went behind the basket that time. That was a tough angle jump shot.
So the Trailblazers by 9. 10 on the shot clock. Stoudemire picked up by Hill, the double team, and here is Kemp hitting. So Shawn Kemp getting his first points of the game.
Now, there are very few things that Kemp can do because of the added weight. But the one thing he can do is spot up and hit that jump shot.
McKee trying to hit the jump shot, does. And again, it's a 9-point game. Portland shooting 77% here in the third quarter on 10 of 13 from the field.
Hey, Portland will take this exchange for the rest of the night. Just give us good looks at the basket and we'll match baskets.
And the offensive foul, and Kemp moving on the block gets called for the foul with 2:02 to go, and we'll have a timeout. Well, the Trailblazers trying to win one on the road where they are 11-7 away from home. Pretty good record.
Now keep an eye on this side action. The basketball is right here. We're getting an up screen. We're going to have this type of action. But over here is Dale Davis. Watch how he just casually walks to the basket and becomes a recipient of a pass. Because the defenses are so geared in to helping and rotating tonight. You can see right there, his man lost them totally, and it opened up the passing lane.
Tony Kukoc in for Philadelphia, Steve Smith for Portland. With 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Portland led by 7 after 1 quarter, 6 at the half. And leading by 9 here in the third. So they're really stretching their lead in this game. Here's McKee hitting another 3. That's 4 for Aaron McKee.
Now, once again, Iverson gets double teamed on the wing. They rotate it to the top, they cut it off, but it must open up the opposite corner. Out of the trap, 2 passes. Beautiful.
6-point lead. Under a minute and a half remaining in this third quarter with 6 on the shot clock. Steve Smith picked up by George Lynch, a good defender. Stoudemire with a fake pass goes up, and they should count this, and they do. The basket by Dale Davis.
Yeah, they get the courtesy of the bounce stick. That was really a difficult shot because he went in amongst the trees and just threw it up there.
And Iverson with a turnaround. Rims the basket, comes down. So the Trailblazers leading by 8 with under a minute remaining. And 18 on the shot clock. Every time the Sixers have come close, and the offensive foul, Iverson hits the floor hard and fouled by Kemp. That'll be 3 on the offensive foul.
Yeah, that was the second in the space of like 45 seconds here on Shawn Kemp. One at the top of the circle, and that one down on the baseline.
And the crowd urging on the 76ers. But Tony Kukoc with an air ball on the 3-point attempt. Stoudemire with a long 3. And Kukoc called for the foul as Kemp gets the rebound. So a spree of 3-point shot attempts in the final seconds. Augmon guarded by Kukoc, trying to get it inside to Kemp. Kemp driving strong to the hoop with a windmill attempt of a shot. Called for the offensive foul. And that's 4 on Kemp. 3 quick ones here in the third quarter.
Now he cannot believe. Now he trailed the referee, said a few things. Mike Dunleavy's coming with a substitute right now. He's coming Bonzi Wells for Shawn Kemp. Now the big thing right now is you do not want Kemp to get a technical foul.
3 offensive fouls in the last 2 minutes by Shawn Kemp. And I'll tell you, the officials have been really have had a thick skin tonight because they could have called a few of them.
Well, we've had at least 6 offensive fouls called, guys moving on screens. So they have been consistent at both ends of the floor.
Sixers can play for the last shot of the quarter. Down by 8. Allen Iverson has 9 points in the game. And the trap on Iverson. And here is McKee's been hot from 3, but not here. And Lynch has it blocked by Augmon with still 4.8 on the clock.
Now, McKee is all upset because on his shot release, Bonzi Wells was right there and might have gotten a piece of it. So you have 2 shot blocks on that possession.
Here is Iverson in the corner, and he'll fire the 3 and hit. Allen Iverson finally gets into double figures with a 3-point basket to cut the lead to 5, and that'll do it for the third quarter.
You hit the nail on the head. Cut the lead to 5. As poorly as Philly has executed tonight, as poorly as they have displayed a half-court continuity, they are only 5 down with 12 minutes to go.
And Allen Iverson only 12 points. So after 3 quarters, the Sixers laying in the weeds. And after 3, the Portland Trail Blazers lead the Philadelphia 76ers 70-65.
This news update is proudly brought to you by Victoria Bitter.
Tonight on Fox Sports News, Pat Rafter winding down on a great career. Martina Hingis meets Serena Williams at the Adidas International. Steve Waugh's milestone as Australia takes on the Windies in the one-dayers. Crystal Palace clashed with Liverpool in the Worthington Cup semis. And the Formula One stars take to the slopes.
Get the complete picture tonight with Fox Sports News.
We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a reason everybody should be shaking in the house tonight.
Support the band!
Don't look surprised, cause you know what I like. And tonight we ought to do it. Cause the boys are back in town. The boys are back.
Say hi.
Every night on Fox Sports, the toughest endurance race in motorsports, the Paris-Dakar Rally. 21 days spanning 2 continents, packed into a half-hour highlight show. The Paris-Dakar Rally, every night at 11 on Fox Sports.
Here is tonight's budget rent-a-car fast break. And if I'm the Trailblazers, I'd be a little concerned. Shoot 73% to 38 for Philly. Philly gains a point from their halftime deficit of 6 to a 5-point game.
Well, the thing that you throw in there is the fact that Portland had 6 turnovers in that quarter. They only had 9 for the half. So the 6 turnovers, you can shoot a high percentage, but you're not getting enough shot attempts.
And what about the benches? Both came in very strong in that department.
Well, we thought that the Portland bench would have to come in and score a ton of points here tonight with Steve Smith and Dale Davis, as well as Greg Anthony and Shawn Kemp. They only have 12 points as a unit here this evening.
And here is Stoudemire with a 2-point basket to start the scoring off here in the fourth quarter. Stoudemire with 12. So 5 Blazers in double figures, and they have 6 coming into this game on the average. Here is Iverson missing the 3 off the front rim. Bonzi Wells tonight with 13 points. Good balance by the Trailblazers scoring. Here is Stoudemire hitting the 3. Stoudemire coming out with 5 straight points.
Well, he's now 7 for 12 from the field. He's feeling it, and most of all, he is looking every opportunity for the shot.
He needed to shoot 47%. Right now, they're at 59%. That's their season's average at 47. Iverson defended well. The rebound by Wallace, and there's a 3-on-3. Stoudemire with a 2-point basket and then hitting a 3, and the Trailblazers again up by double digits.
Allen Iverson has left 2 open shots short, and we're not saying short. We mean short by almost a whiff of the ball.
And with 5 on the shot clock, Stoudemire in traffic. Dale Davis gets it over to Rasheed Wallace just at the buzzer. Wallace leading Portland now with 16.
See, they're breaking their hearts. They're breaking their hearts by shooting the high percentage. And then, sure, they have 15 turnovers, but they're not the kind that Philly can take and beat them from circle to circle for the layup.
Portland scoring the first 7 points of this third quarter. And McKee looking to see where he was, stepping behind the three-point line and steps in front. Battle for the loose ball. George Lynch with the offensive rebound. Kukoc is open. He tries a three, and he makes good. Tony Kukoc. And it's a 9-point game early here in the fourth quarter in what has been a playoff intensity battle here in Philadelphia.
Now, the three-point shot is keeping Philly in this game. That's their 7th make. Kukoc's 2nd of the game.
And here is Rasheed Wallace, defended by George Lynch. Good defender in Lynch. Wallace has the size advantage. Turnaround at the shot clock. Buzzer doesn't go. And the Sixers will try to cut it to 7. And it's knocked away by Wells. And Philadelphia with plenty of time to set up a shot.
Big thing right now. This is a big possession for Philly. You want to come out of this with something. Most important, you want to come out with a good look at the rim.
Sixers have won 7 in a row. The Trailblazers with an 8-game winning streak. Both teams are hot, leading their respective conferences. The key changes hands, cannot convert, and Dale Davis winds up with the ball.
That was a bad percentage shot. You end up coming into the middle and then going back with a left-handed scoop shot.
A little more than 3 minutes have gone by. And a timeout called with 8:58 to go. The Trailblazers leading all the way in this one. They're up 77-68.
All right, thanks a lot. Hey, listen, we're over here with Rasheed's mom, Jackie Wallace. Rasheed back in town, Philadelphia, having a great game. How nice it is to have him back here in Philadelphia.
I love it, he loves it, and I'm glad he's back here. We owe Philly one, so I hope we get it tonight.
Now, earlier today, you had a chance to catch up with your other play son there, Allen Iverson. He's a lot like Rasheed in the sense that they both are pretty misunderstood.
I think they are. I do like the fact that both of them know who they are, and they have no problem with trying to conform to someone else's thought that they should be, and they're good guys.
Let them be who they are.
Exactly.
He had a chance to do some great work, charity work here.
Yesterday he had a coat drive and he was very successful. Mayor Street came down, we took pictures, the whole 9 yards.
But what about the fact that he gets a lot of technicals? What do you say to Rasheed when he gets a technical? I got you.
Sometimes I tell him the heck with it, and other times I tell him, well, just try to calm down somewhat, because his sons even look at him. So I don't want them to see it as a negative, but I don't care, because I know that he's doing what he has to do.
All right, well, we know how he feels about his sons. Dick?
We know how the Blazers feel about Steve Smith hitting the three to open up an 80-68 game, and we owe you one as a familiar declaration. That's what Julius Erving said after the Blazers beat the Sixers back in '77 in the NBA Finals. But a 12-point Portland lead, nearly 4 minutes gone by here in this fourth quarter. Bonzi Wells really knocked away, and McKee coming in, and they're going to call McKee with the foul.
Yeah, he had good hands. He got the deflection, but he definitely nailed Bonzi Wells right in that left shoulder. Steve Smith on fire from three-point land. 3 for 3 this evening.
But it's been Philadelphia really with the three-point basket keeping them in the game. Rasheed Wallace now with 18 points. And there's Rashid Zaman in the biggest lead of the game, 82-68, exceeding the 13-point lead they had in the first quarter. And here is Lynch from McKee on the penetration.
Yeah, beautiful pass that time. But they must do something with the perimeter game of Portland. Portland on fire on the 17 to 20-foot jump shot.
Davis with a great pass from Rasheed Wallace. And just like you mentioned last quarter, they're matching them basket for a basket, but Portland is up by 14 now. Brown is not in the game right now. Stunned a little bit as Steve Smith fouls McKee on the jumper.
When you're coaching in a situation like this, Mike Dunleavy just cringed on that foul. You never want to foul a guy on a long jump shot, especially when you consider that Iverson and McKee are 10 for 37 before that shot. What you're saying is, hey, come on, get up, challenge the shot, make him make the shot.
Aaron McKie with the free throw. Tyrone Hill will enter the game. And Theo Ratliff will go out. Ratliff has 1 block tonight, and on a team in which they've got the leading shot blocker in the league, Portland has the edge 9-1 in that department.
Well, they do get 6 a game under normal circumstances, Portland. That's why we said tonight at the top, 2 great rebounding teams, 2 good defensive teams, but then also 2 excellent shot blocking teams.
1 free throw, and it's 84-71 in favor of the Trailblazers.
Now they're going back to their trap now. It's a 2-3 set or a 2-2-1, depending upon where the back man is or the middleman. They're trying to run time off the clock.
Smith against Kukoc with the fake. And over the top will turn it over. And Iverson missing a 2. Hill beating Dale Davis to the punch for the rebound. Here is Kevin Ollie, gets it to Kukoc, guarded by Smith. Here comes the double team, and Wallace on the interception. Bonzi Wells coming back in no hurry. This crowd just sitting on its hands right now as the Sixers, after several spurts, have quieted down dramatically. Bonzi Wells travels before the shot.
He was so open that he got excited. He didn't know whether he should take the jumper or give the ball fake and then make his move.
Mike Dunleavy trying to urge the Trailblazers to their 9th straight win. And remember, they're playing this game without Scottie Pippen, who is out with tendonitis and other ailments to his right elbow.
But over the last month, Dick, they're 12-2, playing great basketball, outscoring their opponents by 10 points a game.
And a timeout called by George Lynch. And right now the 76ers have to be frustrated with themselves. And time beginning to work against them as they trail by 13.
They cannot get into any type of a rhythm or a fluid movement at the offensive end of the floor.
And we'll go back into the history books, back to 77 when these teams played in the NBA Finals. The big redhead Bill Walton, the big star of the team, Maurice Lucas, and Dr. Jack Ramsey, as the 76ers won the first 2 games of the series. And then the Portland Trailblazers reeled off 4 in a row to win in 6 games to capture the championship. But a different era tonight, and the 76ers who won in Portland on December the 8th. And right now the Blazers looking like they're trying to reverse it and win here in Philadelphia.
We said in game 1 at Portland, Philly scored 107 points without Snow, without Geiger, without Hill. They started McCullough, Ratliff, and Lynch up front. Had a great night. Forced turnovers, played a perfect game. Tonight, 71 points on the board.
And Allen Iverson, who has 12, had 30 points against the Blazers on the road. 13-point lead. Steve Smith with Wallace, Dale Davis, Damon Stoudemire, who started it off in this 4th quarter by hitting 2 baskets, getting 5 points. Stoudemire quietly with 17 in the game.
Well, that was just a very tough shot. He made it happen. He came off that shot. He's shooting tonight with a great deal of confidence. As he came off the top of the circle, the clock is going down, and he's shooting this right up over the top of Kukoc.
8 for 14 from the field to Stoudemire, and the Trailblazers opening up again their biggest lead of the game. Philadelphia a couple of times have cut it to 1. They never have had the lead here tonight. And Allen Iverson and McKie, the 1-2 punch in the backcourt, not there this evening. Kevin Ollie is in there now, of course, at the point, and throws up a weak shot and taken down by Stoudemire.
Once again, Bonzi Wells gets a piece of a jump shot. That is the 2nd time this evening.
And there is Wells. Very smart game played by the Trailblazers.
Well, they're running clock, Dick. They're not rushing anything. They're half-court out. They're making it their tempo.
6 on the shot clock, and there is Wallace. And Lynch getting the rebound. And the Sixers trying to push it up. They've not been able to get easy baskets off turnovers much tonight, although George Lynch hits there. He has 8 points all in the second half.
It's not impossible. You're only 13 down. but you've got to get out in the open floor and get some easy baskets. Great pass.
They haven't been able to do it. And Dale Davis on the great pass, as you mentioned, from Stoudemire, with the basket and a foul and a chance for the three-point play. And some of the fans here at the First Union Center start to put their overcoats on.
They came out in the trap, Dick, and the back man in the zone, half-court trap, fell asleep and allowed Dale Davis to open up on that baseline.
Long night for Larry Brown's team. But for Portland, a great bit of teamwork tonight with 32 assists, which ties their season's high. And, you know, sometimes when you lose a player of the ability of Scottie Pippen against a tough team on the road, you band together, at least in the short term, and they've done it tonight.
Well, just think of the great job that Augman has done at that small forward position in the first and third quarters. Excellent.
Good defense always, but 8 points on great shooting. So it's 88-73. And Allen Iverson, 5 for 21, not happening for him tonight.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Dick, with the 32 assists. And that is total unselfish play, and we still have a little less than 4 minutes to go here.
Steve Smith missing, and the rebound by Rodney Buford, who's just entered the game. Aaron McKee driving past Smith, and the shot's blocked by Wallace. So 5 of the 10 blocks by Rasheed Wallace tonight, coming back home, where he started at the very fine Simon Gratz High School, and playing well, and his team headed for a victory. Dale Davis missing the shot, going after it, and it'll go over to Philadelphia. And Todd McCullough, Kevin Ollie coming into the game for the Philadelphia 76ers, and Jumaine Jones making his first appearance, as Larry Brown looking up at the scoreboard and seeing his team trailing by 15 with under 3.5 to play.
Well, they've gone to their bench. What you want to do with your Portland, you want your guys to continue to execute. Don't do anything foolish. Play together. We've had a perfect night tonight, making the unselfish play.
And they continue to do so, as Dale Davis now with 10 points. So they're the Trailblazers, who came into the game with 6 players in double figures. They've got 6 in doubles tonight. Lynch driving to the baseline, the reverse layup, rebound by Wallace. So Wallace with 18 points, 10 rebounds and 5 blocks, a double-double in a big game coming back home. Smith guarded by Jones, and he is pushed.
No hand checking. We know that that's going to be called automatically. And you know, it's interesting in regards to Steve Smith. Tony Kukoc has been able to level him off all night long and keep him perimeter. That's the first time he was able to get by his man.
Here in Philadelphia, the Strat Track QB, the Trailblazers exceeding what you said they needed to do tonight.
Well, the reason why that 59 is so outrageous is that Philadelphia is second in the league in field goal percentage against, 41%. You knew that when we said 47%, that was going to be difficult to do. But to shoot consistently throughout this game over 55% has just been incredible.
And, you know, they started off playing a textbook game for them, and they finished playing a textbook game. Greg Anthony is coming to the ball game now. Sean Kemp, Stacey Augmon, Bonzi Wells will finish it up. And a foul is Steve Smith trying to drive inside. 2:27 to go, 90-73 is the score. Jones on the foul, and Steve Smith, who has taken the fact that he was a starter and then benched for Bonzi Wells and has taken it in stride, and that's what you got to do on a team, and that's what Steve Smith has been able to do.
Well, he's been able to understand that Mike Dunleavy's trying to save his legs for the big games and that also the playoff push. And also, when you have a talent like Bonzi Wells, you're giving this young guy an opportunity to get it done. 6 starts, he's averaging over 17 points a game in these 6 starts, Bonzi Wells.
7 players in double figures for the Trailblazers. You can't do much better than that, with Steve Smith, the 7th, with 10 points in the game, and the ball knocked off the hands out of bounds. 2 minutes to go now in this game. as the Portland Trail Blazers headed for victory as Greg Anthony hits the jumper. They did it without Scottie Pippen. Under 2 minutes to go. So the Philadelphia 76ers, who won 7 in a row at home and then lost 4 straight on their home floor to Utah, New York, Dallas, and Minnesota, and then won 2 in a row at home as Nazr Mohammed into the game travels as he puts the shot up.
Well, I think you have to look at it, Dick, and say 2 guys just struggled so big tonight. Iverson 5 for 21, McKee 5 for 19. So you're dealing 10 for 40. You know, you're talking 25% by 2 of your 3 top scorers. They just had a horrendous shooting night tonight. And then, to complicate the situation, Portland comes in and just does a magnificent job at the offensive end of the floor.
Jermaine Jones on the slam. It's 93-75. So Allen Iverson, who had a season and career high 54 against the Cavaliers last Saturday, has one of his lowest outputs of the season tonight. Right now, well, he'll finish with 12 points and finish on the bench with 1 minute to go in this game. Here is Todd McCullough from the baseline. Jones with the rebound, knocked away. And the Trailblazers, without Pippen, coming up with a win. And returning the favor by beating the 76ers in Philadelphia, just as the Sixers beat the Trailblazers in Portland early in December. Here is Greg Anthony, and it's Kemp missing, and McCullough getting the rebound.
Before this game tonight, Mike Dunleavy had a big question, and that was, do I start Stacey Augmon and stay small, or do I put Rasheed Wallace at small forward, Dale Davis at power forward, and Sabonis at center? And it was an excellent decision because Augmon came in, did a terrific job defensively, and almost shot a perfect night from the floor.
Stacey Augmon missing, and the loose ball with the final seconds to be ticked off. And Allen Iverson held to 12 points, the second lowest output of the year for Iverson. He did have 7 points earlier in the year. And the Philadelphia 76ers go down a defeat at home, and for the Portland Trailblazers, without Scottie Pippen, have now won their 9th in a row, second longest winning streak in the NBA to the 76ers, who began the year with 10 straight wins. On the other side of the coin, the Sixers' 7-game winning streak comes to an end. So Philadelphia dropping to 25-9, and Portland now 26-10 on the year, having won 13 of their last 15 games. So Portland wins it, beating the Sixers 93-75, and let's send it over to Reggie Theus.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dick.